Hello, welcome to episode 162 of the Datapack and Resource Pack tutorial series, version 1.2, 1.4. We're going to be compressing items for storage. I have a lot of cobblestone. I've been mining. I haven't. I'm just saying that for the video. And that's going to fill up one whole row in my chest. Well, that's alright, because I can compress it. There we go. We just compress it down, and now it takes up one space. Lovely. And we can do the same for arrows. There we go, we can compress them down into bundles of arrows. And now, instead of taking up a lot of space, we've only taken up a little bit. Cool. Now we need to uncompress them. And recipes, so far, or as of now, cannot check for custom data. Because if they could, that would be really nice. I could put this in here, and I could check the custom data on it, and say, all right, that's compressed cobblestone, right, I'll give you cobblestone back. We can't do that yet. Now, probably they'll release it tomorrow or something now, and I'll have to change the tutorial. So Galsurgi came up with the idea, well, why not just compress it one time and have a right-click on it? And then when you right-click it, you decompress it. There we go. So I can uncompress it again. Or I can uncompress my arrows. There we are. And I thought, well, that works. That works for what I want. So I could have this filled with compressed cobblestone instead of having 9 chests. So even just compressing once I think it's a huge advantage. I've added it to my Dataland series. And we're going to do 2 different things. We're going to be doing items and blocks. They're just a tiny, tiny bit different because of the way they use the models. Right. That's it. Compressing items so we can save on storage space. Let's get on and build it now. Okay, I have emptied all the resource pack and the data pack. So, I haven't done a reload or anything, so at the moment, we can still do stuff. Let's refresh the resource pack. And we should lose all the textures. Oh no, textures lost for all my compressed items. No, they're still going to work. Yeah, it still works, no problem at all. Well, let's do a reload. And now we got nothing and we can't craft them. Okay, let's clear the inventory. We're back to how it normally is. Have we got anything left over in there? No. Let's pop over to the resource pack. The data pack, sorry. Okay. Right. I've added a few things. So inside my namespace, we have the folder advancement. In there, we have the right-click compressed item. And inside my namespace folder function compress, we have right-click compressed item macro and right-click compressed item. And we have an item modifier, remove one from stack. And we have 2 recipes. Now, the idea is we craft the item with the recipe. I'll go through this one by one. And, I can't show you because I removed it, isn't it? But the recipe will have 2 tags, 2 bits of custom data. One will say you are a compressed item, and the other one will hold the ID of the item that's being compressed. That way, we only need one advancement. It just says, is it a compressed item? Yeah. I don't care what ID it's got. Then it goes over to right-click compress, and right-click compress gets the ID of the item from the compressed item. And then it gives you 9 items with that ID. That way, we can add as many recipes as we like, and we don't need to make any more decompression functions. Okay, this will make more sense as I go along. What should we start with? Well, I think we'll start with something simple. Remove one from stack. So when we right-click the item in our main hand, and that will be checked in the advancement as well, so it has to be main hand, we will remove one from the stack. Otherwise, they're going to get infinite items. Let's pop over to Misode and make that. So it's quite a nice little simple one. The function will be to set a count. The count will be a float, and it will be -1. And we'll add that to the amount that's in the hand. Okay. Copy that. Take it back. Pop it into remove one from stack. And that is done. Right, what should we do next? Next, I think, makes sense. We will do the recipes. So let's do the recipe for compressed cobblestone. We'll use Misode again. Let's reset that one. Let's go to recipe. There it is. Okay, so what type do we want? It's going to be shaped. Category, let's call it MISC. Pattern. I think they quite often use capital X's in the Minecraft recipe, so I'm going to stick with that. And it also means I won't have to edit these bits when I create a new recipe. They'll all just use capital X. And the key, well, capital X, what does it equal? Well, we're making a compressed cobblestone recipe, so we'll say this is cobblestone. Okay, and what do they get? Result. Well, the result, I am going to give them a poisonous potato because it doesn't really have any uses. Now, you can eat it, but that's fine. We're going to override that anyway. So, poisonous potato is what they get back. It's got no crafting uses or anything like that, so they can't use it by mistake in a crafting recipe. And we're going to have to give it some components. Let's give it item name. Add that. What should we call it? Do I need to put the speech marks there? I think I do. Compressed cobblestone. Yep, that looks right. Down here I'm looking at that. That looks right. Okay. It needs to be a food item, so we can right-click it, or we can detect its right-click with the advancement. So let's give it a component of food. Food. Nutrition, well, we don't want anything there. Can always eat, true. Yeah, we don't want to have to be hungry to decompress our blocks, so we'll set that to true. That seems all right. Now we'll add the consumable item. How long does it take to eat? This is the main one we want here. And we're going to say it's going to take 1 million ticks. So we're just going to detect the right click. We're not going to even eat it. And on consume effects. Now, the poisonous potato does have a consume effect. It makes you feel sick and stuff, I think. So I think if I just add that, I think down here, we can just have those square brackets. So we'll change that later because I know that'll work. Okay, so we'll put that in for now. We will do a little bit of editing on that later. Now I want a custom item model. So item model. And I want you to use from my resource pack. So ID YT episode 162 resource pack. And use the item file compressed cobblestone. Okay, that seems all right. And now we want to add some custom data as well. So let's do custom data. Let's add that. Custom data as an object. Let's try it as an object, see what it does. We want compressed true. So if I do compressed, quite often I write these myself and I forget how to use Misode. Let's add that. It's not a structure, it's a Boolean, and we'll set it to true. So let's have a look what we've got down here. Compressed true. That looks good. And I also want to add another piece of custom data. ID, and I think this one is going to be a string. And the string is going to be Minecraft cobblestone. Okay, that looks all right to me. Oh, hang on, we've overwritten. It's not happy. We've overwritten the other one. Oh, how do you do this in? How do you do this in Misode? We've got the item. What that? Oh, okay. I'm going to set that back to an object. We're going to set this to compressed. We're going to add that. It's going to be a Boolean. It's going to be true. Do I have to go up here and add another one? Custom data. Custom data is gone because we've got. How do I add another one? So I put it here. ID. Ah, that looked like it worked. Okay, this one's going to be a string. And the string will be Minecraft cobble. Oh, I'm not typing very well today. Cobblestone. Okay, that's better. Now we look at our custom data. We can see we've got compressed true and ID Minecraft cobblestone. Right. ID Minecraft cobblestone is the item it's going to give you 9 of when you right click on it. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. Might want to change the on consume effects. I'm not 100% sure if we need them, so we'll do a test. Let's do that. Let's take this back with us and put it into compressed cobblestone recipe. Okay, so it doesn't like that type, so I think I need to do that. Let's save that. Okay. And let's do a little test. Let's go back and do a reload. Let's get some cobblestone. And let's compress cobblestone. So I can make compressed cobblestone. Now, if I try and eat it, is it going to give me poison? No. I suppose it's going to take me 1,000,000 seconds to eat it anyway. So let's go back to the recipe. Can we just remove on consume effects? Save that. Let's go back. Let's do a reload. Now, this is the old one, so we'll have to craft a new one. Okay, that seems fine. So we've got a recipe for compressed cobblestone. But we can't do anything with it yet. Let's not worry about the textures for now. Let's just get it working. So I think we want to do our advancement. So let's check if we're right-clicking on it. Now let's pop over to Misode again for the advancement. And let's go advancement criteria. Let's say right-click compressed item. Okay, requirements. Oh no, we don't want that yet. We want to add that. There we go. Trigger. Using item. So I suppose we go all the way down. Using item. Conditions. We want to check the player as an object. And I want to check their equipment. And I want to check their main hand. Add that. And in their main hand, I want to do a predicate check. And I want to predicate check the custom data we added. And I want to check for compressed true. Compressed. It's a structure. No, it's a Boolean true. So if we are holding in our main hand an item that has the custom data compressed true, that's all okay. I noticed I clicked on requirements and it's now popped itself down here. Let's delete that because we don't want that. Okay. We're not going to check the ID because we want this to work for all compressed items. So now we'll just do a reward and that will run a function. We'll do our usual placeholder. That seems all right. Let's copy that. Let's take it back and put it into this advancement. And let's put our reward function, right-click compressed item. That is going to go in there. Let's save that. Okay, let's go to that and do a little test. First, we'll revoke the advancement. Advancement, revoke, S, only, ID, right-click compressed item, and say hi. Save. Let's go back. Let's do a reload. Okay, so now when I'm right-clicking on it, it's spamming. That's pretty cool. That's basically what we wanted. I seem to still be on the green team from the last last team-based tutorial. Never mind. Right. Let's carry on with this right-click compressed item function. So we've revoked the advancement already. Let's get the item ID off that item. Let's do a data modify storage. I just want something temporary. Let's call it ID temp item.id set from entity at s selected item. We know it's a selected item because we did main hand, and we've checked the advancement is main hand. And then we'll have to check the components. And in the components, we will be checking for Minecraft custom data. And in the custom data, we'll be grabbing the ID. Let's save, bump, bump, do a reload. I'm just going to do a team leave S, just so I'm not on that team anymore. Right, when we click it, nothing's happening, but can we check our data now? Data, get, ID, temp. We have to specify that we want it from storage. ID, temp, item. And we've got the ID, Minecraft Cobblestone. Great, we can use that. So that is what we've just stored in there. Now we'll run the macro. Function, right-click compressed item macro, and we will pass it with storage ID temp item. And because we're passing storage ID temp item, the macro will have access to, get off, stop it, the ID. Okay, and now we'll remove one from stack. Item modify entity at S, weapon main hand, remove one from stack, save. Okay, let's go over to the macro, and we just want to, so give S, and then it would be Minecraft Cobblestone 9. Okay, but let's macroify it because it's probably not going to be cobblestone all the time. So we'll just get rid of that and we'll change that to ID. That's what we saved. And we'll say $sign at the beginning. You are now using a macro. We'll say save. Let's go back. Let's do a reload. Okay, so now I can compress it all and uncompress it all. Fantastic. Don't know why I had to make that a full stack. I just felt like I wanted to. Well, so that's working. All we really need to do now is get the textures working. So let me... I suppose we should shrink down first, maybe. Let's do a shrinky dink and shrink down. Let's shrink you down as well. And let's shrink you down as well. Okay. Now, let's go all the way back to resource packs. So here I am. If I had done options, resource pack, open pack folder. My pack is running. Okay. Make sure to check you've installed your pack. I have spent 10 minutes before wondering why my texture doesn't work and my pack wasn't installed. Do we need... I think we will. I think what we'll do is we will open up the jar file. Let's go to versions. I'm in 1.2, 1.4. Let's open up that jar file with an archive program. And we'll go back to resource packs. Well, let's open our resource pack. We've got the pack MC meta as we usually do. Blah, blah. Let's quick look at that. You've seen them lots of times before. And we've got the pack ping, which is my little face. Assets. My namespace. Okay. So let's have a look at the vanilla. Assets. Minecraft. Items. And we're doing... We've called it compressed cobblestone, didn't we? It's always good to double check. Let's go to the recipe. And we will be looking for item model. ID YT162RP compressed cobblestone. So that's going to come to the resource pack. It's going to go into the namespace ID YT162RP. Then it's going to go into items. And it's going to look in here for compressed cobblestone.json. Let's copy... Is there a cobblestone one? Well, there definitely is one. Let's copy that one. Chuck it in there. Let's rename it. Home. Compressed cobblestone. And let's open it up. Okay, looks all right. So that would probably work now, because it would come in here and it would find this file, and then it would say, "Oh, you want me to use the normal Minecraft model?" Okay, let's do. Let's get one and do a reload. F3T to reload the texture pack. Or not, apparently. Oh, there we go. Take your time. Right, now we'll say it works, but obviously we've got a problem. Compressed cobblestone looks exactly the same as cobblestone. That's going to be confusing. Okay. So we've come into here. We found this file. This file is going to point us to the model file. So let's change the model file. We want to use our namespace, IDYT162, and RP. And we will say compressed cobblestone. Save that. Okay, let's make the model files. So that's going to be now looking in models, item. Let's go to the vanilla and we will go into models, item. And I'm doing a block. And remember I said there's a very slight difference between block and items. So I'm going to do cobblestone again. Let's get the... Oh. See, where's cobblestone gone? Oh, it's in block. Cobblestone. Let's copy that in there. Now, theirs is in block. I've put mine into item. Why have I done that? I've done that because this isn't really a block. I can't put that down as a block. So I am considering it an item. So what we should do here, we'll just rename it quickly. Compressed. And let's go back to our item, compressed cobblestone. Look where it's looking. It's looking in block. Uh-oh, I need to change that to item. Let's save that. So now it's going to look in my namespace, in the models directory, in item compressed cobblestone. That's better. So now it's going to be models, item, compressed cobblestone. Let's open up this one. And now it's just going to go off and set it to the normal cobblestone block. Okay, so if we do a reload, not reload, we refresh F3 and T, refresh the resource pack. Let's make one. Again, nothing has changed. We've gone one more file, but our file is still pointing to vanilla. So let's change this one. Okay, so I want to look for a texture. I'm going to look into my namespace, IDYT162, RP. I'm going to call it compressed cobblestone. And again, I don't consider this a block because we can't place it. Doesn't work as a block, so I'm not going to look in the block directory. I'm going to look in the item directory. And I'm going to save that. Now, this file is going to go into the namespace. It's going to go into textures. We specified item, not block, so it's going to go into item. And I've kept my files in here because what's the point of watching me make them? So what I did is I literally went into the textures. I went into block. I got the cobblestone block. I copied it in here. I renamed it to compressed cobblestone. So let's get rid of this one. We don't need it. Renamed it to compressed cobblestone. I've done arrow as well. And then I just edited it. I made it a little bit darker. And I put a big fat red border around it to make it really obvious. Okay. And for the arrows, all I did was I copied the arrow and just pasted it on a couple of extra times. So now when it's that big, it looks a bit rubbish. But when it's small, it doesn't look too bad. I'm not an artist. You can spend as much time as you like making your pictures look better. Okay. Now we should be pointing to the right place now we've done that file. Let's try F3T. Now our cobblestone is different. Excellent. Okay, we can compress cobblestone. Let's tuck you away. We're happy with you. let's get ourselves some arrows. Now arrows, so we've done a block. Now arrows are an item, so it's going to be a little bit different. You'll notice pretty much everything being almost the same. There's just a couple of things we're going to have to change. So let's start. I mean, we're done. We're done basically. Most of this you can probably work out just by copying what we've already done. But I am now going to make an arrow as well. So let's see if we can do that. Let's go to the Datapack and we'll do the whole thing again. So here's the recipe for compressed cobblestone. I am just going to copy that. Copy. I'm going to paste it into compressed arrow. Crafting recipe shape is going to be the same, but it won't be cobblestone. It will be an arrow. You'll still get a poisonous potato. We won't call it compressed cobblestone. We'll call it bundle of arrows. We still want to be able to right click, so we need all the food and consumable stuff. The item model, let's change that to compressed arrow. Compressed is true, still a compressed item, but the ID, what we want to give them back, well, we want to give them back arrow. Save that. We don't need to change remove one from stack. We don't need to do anything else to these other things. They should all work because it's getting the information it needs from here, this ID. Okay, so we should have added another compressed item that quickly. Well, the Datapack side. Let's go back and test that. Let's try and do it with arrows now. And I'm guessing nothing. Okay. Let's do a reload. In fact, we can see it's already made a suggestion. Bundle of arrows. Okay, so that's cool. And if we right click it, yeah. So it's working. Now let's just do the textures. So let's get rid of this. We've got the texture there already. We've already made the graphic. So let's go into items. Now, we don't want to copy compressed cobblestone directly. What we'll do is we'll have a look at the default one. So let's go into Minecraft items. Let's look at the arrow. Copy it across. First thing we'll do is we'll rename it anyway. Compressed arrow. Right, let's open up that one. And let's open up compressed cobblestone. Now these files pretty much look the same. Okay, so I think we're safe with this. Let's copy our namespace and put that in there instead of Minecraft. And let's copy the word compressed and the underline. Okay, let's save that. Done. Didn't have to make any changes for that one, so we could have just done a direct copy. Better safe than sorry, though. Now let's go into the model, item, and we'll do the same. We'll go into Minecraft models item, and we'll have a look at the arrow. We will rename it home compressed arrow. We will open it, and we'll open compressed cobblestone. Now, we've got a couple of differences. The arrow, the parent, is Minecraft item generated. But the block is Minecraft block cube all. So that's our first difference. If you're doing blocks, the parent is block cube all. Difference number one. Difference number two is the texture. For the block, we have all. And I believe that's just saying all faces. So each side of the block will use this texture. But we don't have that for the arrow. We have layer 0. So if you're doing blocks, say you're compressing dirt, you're compressing stone, anything that's a block, we use this all and block cube all as the parent. If we're doing items, we have item generated and layer 0. Those are our differences. Right, let's grab our namespace anyway. Copy. Just pop you over the top there. And we need the word compressed and the underline. And we'll pop you there. We'll do a save. We'll close you down. we'll go back to Minecraft. We'll do F3T to reload the texture pack. And now we have our bundle of arrows. Done. Cool. So, that's it, I suppose. We're done. Let's compress them. There you go. Put you in your storage, all nice and tidy, because everyone wants their cobblestone sorted with their arrows, because that is how it's done. Job done. Okay, there we go. I really like this one because I'm a bit of a hoarder. Better enunciate that word properly. Hoarder. Yeah, I don't want you thinking you'll find me standing on street corners or anything. And I end up with chests and chests and chests of cobblestone and stone and stuff like that. Just too much. So being able to reduce it by 9, I mean, if you have 9 double chests, you can now squeeze it all down into just 1 double chest. Just single compression is fantastic. It would be great if we had being able to check for custom data in a crafting recipe, because then we could compress it down again, and we wouldn't have to do that right-click thing. So fingers crossed. Send your wishes and prayers to Mojang. Add custom data checking for Minecraft recipe ingredients. Anyway, I'm waffling. I usually do. Have a great day. I'll see you soon, and take care. Bye-bye.